I think, as we think about our audience and should a contractor start a blog, I think it kind of opens up the conversation to more of content creation as a whole and the value of content creation. Um, I think if you're a contractor looking to start a blog and you're doing it because you heard that it's good for SEO, and so you've hired a service to write blogs for you, and they're going to put them on your website for you and make sure they have the right keywords, and they bring in some new traffic to your website. Depending on a lot of factors, like, are you just local or are you national? Things like that. I think it can be valuable, but at the end of the day, you have unless you're, a lot of times, if you hire that service, you're not really going to be reading it and you have no idea what's on your website. And so let's just even say it did work and someone came to your website because of that article, and then they read it and they gave you a call and they said, "Hey, I just read this article on your website and I love when you guys talked about this process." And you're like, I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't know what the process is. You're scrambling to find the article. I don't know. I think there can be value there in terms of SEO, but I don't think that's how it should be done, in my opinion. I think that you should probably own the content creation process as the business leader. And then your team maybe execute on the logistics of it. But, just like for you, Martin, you write your blogs, but you're not sitting there thinking about what the thumbnail should be. You're not thinking about tags and keywords. You're not thinking about how to publish it on the website and get it into a PDF format so that you can send it to clients. You're just writing the article. And what's great about that is that you own the content creation process. So the content is really premium and really valuable content, so that you have a understanding that this is actually beneficial for my audience. But then you don't worry about the rest of it. And I think that's how most contractors should think about their content creation process as the owners of their business, as the leaders inside of their business. They should be creating content because they've started their business. They've got the experience. They've got the expertise. They've got the differentiation from everybody else in the market because it's them. They should be the ones providing thought leadership. They should be the ones talking about their systems, talking about their approach, their methodology, the way that they handle different things inside of their company culture, whatever it might be that would be valuable to their audience. They should be the ones owning that process and then not handling the logistics. Unless you're super small and just getting started, it's fine to do that yourself, but let someone else on your team or outsource the logistics of getting that published. That's my opinion. I don't think you miss a lot of the, complementary benefits that you talked about, Martin, of content creation if you just hire out a service to write articles for you and post them to the website. You miss out on that clarity of having to think through, okay, well, what is our process? What is our methodology? How do I approach this problem? How is this valuable? What is our stance on this? If you're not writing it yourself.
A few years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I had a marketing firm write content for me. And I was sitting at home at 11 o'clock on a Friday night, and my post popped up in an Instagram, a link, Instagram, and I read it. And I called the guy at 11 o'clock at night and said, "Take that down." It was written, and it was written by a 22-year-old newly graduated gal who just graduated from OU, knows nothing. And I remember it ended with, "If you got time, give me a shout if you got a sec, SEC. Give me a shout if you got a sec."
I get texts from you like that all the time.
Yeah. I was just going, "Ooh, that doesn't sound like I wrote it."
Yeah.
It may be a little daunting for people to think about what they should write or what they should blog about. And to sum up what you said, I think it sums it up. The blog has to be useful, partly useful for you because it's SEO and you're the thought leader and you're engaging clients, but it should be useful to your audience. It's really, really arrogant to presume that somebody's going to read your 15-page paper with the glowing prose in it if it
Yeah.
doesn't just contain line after line of useful information for them. And
Mhm.
so that I think that anybody who's thinking about doing it, the first thing is don't think about publishing all the technology of publishing it or the details of that, like you said. Just
Yeah.
write an article, and it should be about something that matters to your clients. Obviously, we always talk about that. And um, it should be short and useful. I mean, that's the best word I can think of. It has to be useful to your clients. Answer
Well, no,
questions.
I think, what you're getting at with that service and the difference between you using that 22-year-old to blog for you, or now it's Chat GPT to blog for you, and then you doing it, is authenticity. I
Right.
think that's a huge factor in it. Like, it doesn't just need to be valuable and something that your audience is interested in, but it also needs to be authentic, because people can tell the difference between something that, feels like someone who's knowledgeable and experienced and has a great mind writing something, and then something spit out by ChatGPT or someone who has no idea what's going on. It just doesn't have the same weight, doesn't hit the same whenever you read it,